Welcome to La Ventanita C.F, you glizzy guzzling goblins. It is Bernie, aka Wario 64. We got Akeem to the side of me over here. This side for me, maybe it's the other side. How you doing, Akeem?
Who knows anymore? You're doing good. Just FYI, if you hear any weird noises, any squeaky noises, any barky noises, I got a dog in my room, so he's currently sleeping on my bed right now. So yeah, he's like just out of shot, but yeah, he's commandeered my pillow and is sleeping on it right now.
Shout out to OJ. If we hear any squeaking, we'll make sure to notice.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe we'll get a celebrity shot of that. But speaking of shout outs, I wanted to make a quick shout out before we started today's episode to our close friend Chillie Willie, our co-host Chillie Willie, who's been on the show a few times. I think our second episode ever.
Hmm.
He was on with us. So you guys, if you're in Vice City, you know you're familiar with Chillie. Really cool dude. Um, and we just want to shout him out real quick because he did receive a really nice blessing. We got some really good news earlier in the week that he finally got the organs he was on a wait list for, and he was able to get these organs, and he went through the surgery. Thank goodness, thank God, he ended up great. The organs are working great, and Chili's doing awesome. He's in good spirits, and I just came back from visiting him. So shout out to Chillie Willie, man. Hope that recovery gets speedy so we can see you back on the game. Maybe the 30th is a little too soon, but you never know. Maybe he'll be there. If not, definitely the next one. So shout out Chillie. We love you, brother.
Yep.
Hope you're listening, and we're sending our positive vibes your way. We also have a GoFundMe that we're gonna post a link to if you want to donate, if you can. These types of things are crazy. Unless you're like a billionaire or millionaire, nobody can afford this, even with insurance and stuff. So anything helps, and we appreciate it, guys. Um, yeah.
Yeah, Chillie Wood is one of the legit nicest dudes I've ever met. Like, forget Vice City, forget football. Like in life, he's one of the nicest dudes. He'll give you the shirt off his back. Like I remember one time the very first game at LAFC, he like offered to buy me my plane tickets because I said I couldn't go. He was like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, buy your tickets, and I had to like make him not buy the tickets for me. Like he's legit one of the nicest dudes ever.
Yeah, we honestly we're talking about this project or something that might need to be funded for Vice City, and just ideas were floating around, whatever. I don't want to give too much details on what he was telling me. Just let him kind of materialize on his own. But he was like, hey, if there's no funds for it, then I'll throw down everything on it, bro. I'll throw down everything I
Yeah,
got.
that
And
dude's
some
crazy. Yeah.
about another Barra 76 project that we're working on right now too. He told me the
Mm.
same thing. He's like, you don't got to crowdfund that, bro. I'll throw down everything. I'm like, Chili, I love you. Like Akeem said, is one of the coolest dudes, man. We for the Orlando trip that we did recently for the Panama game for the USA qualifier, Chili drove up and down, man. He
I didn't know
honestly
that.
drove. Yeah, we were gonna do up and down the same day. It was gonna be tough on him. He was already needing the organ replacement. That'd have been really tough. So he actually we got him. We stayed in Orlando the night before, and he drove back for us, man. He's a stand-up guy, bro. We had such a great time that trip. So shout out Chili. We love you, brother. Ashley, you want to say something to Chili? Come say something to Chili. Say something to Chili. Come here.
Uh, We miss you and we hope you get better. And I hope to see you in La Cancha really soon.
Yes,
Alrighty,
speedy
baby.
recovery, my dude. Like Bernie said,
That
he
was
paid him
great,
a
Ashley.
visit. That was great. Yeah. He paid him a visit to the hospital. He's doing well. So good for him. Two organ transplants can't be easy. So the dude's a trooper. He's a
Taking it like a
soldier.
champ, though. Taking it like a champ, man.
Like
He's really
yeah,
happy.
I saw pictures on Instagram. He's smiling. He's good. He's in high spirits. So good shit for him.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, that's a good way to start the episode.
Definitely.
Uh,
So let's
yeah.
go ahead with our summary today. We're gonna go around the MLS real quick. We're gonna go through the standings, some of the upcoming MLS matches this weekend. We're gonna react to the Purple Nurples over there, just a little bit north of us. We're gonna react to Philly, both of those losses, and then we'll get into bigger and better things with our reaction to Charlotte. Back down when we talk about Barcelona and previewing NYCFC, which should be a tough one this weekend. But who knows? Who knows what could happen, right?
And do I have things to say about that Barca game? I have some
Hey, well,
opinions about that.
Hey, let's get into it, bro. We usually don't
Nice.
disagree much, but we might disagree
Yeah.
on a few things there. You
Yeah,
never know.
this might be a hotly tested one, but yeah, let's do it around the MLS. We're gonna do a little bit different because since we haven't been able to record for a while. Actually, we did record an episode a week or two ago, but the audio was messed up. That's why we've been gone for so long. But we're gonna do things a little bit differently. We're gonna actually talk about the upcoming games, and then after that, we're gonna talk about the standings as they are. So as far as Saturday is concerned, today when this episode goes up, it is stacked. So these are all just Saturday games, and as usual, home teams are first. New York City we're playing New York City, so New York City versus Miami at Yankee Stadium. Then we have Cincinnati versus Nashville. We have Columbus versus New England, Orlando versus Philly. We'll get more into that later because that actually has implications for us. Toronto versus Charlotte, DC versus Montreal, Houston versus Minnesota, Kansas City versus Los Angeles FC, Salt Lake versus Dallas, Seattle versus Colorado, Vancouver versus Chicago, and Portland versus San Jose. And that's just Saturday. And then Sunday, Austin plays New York Red Bulls, and LA Galaxy play Atlanta. So you got all those games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. And a lot of them, 7, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 8, 8. A lot of them are kicking off at like the exact same time. Especially the early games at 7 o'clock.
Well, you're not even gonna have to wait that long for the next game after Sunday too. I'm actually looking. We got a Friday game on the 29th.
What?
Yeah, we got a Friday game. We've been asking for some of those. We got
That's
LAFC
true.
versus Seattle. I don't know if that was a delayed game, a postponed game, but that's an 11 p.m. Kickoff too. What a way to start the weekend. I'm down with it, bro. 11 p.m. Eastern, LAFC Seattle. That's a sick ass matchup on a Friday night. That's dope as fuck. I'm really excited for that, something like that. So, shout out MLS. You got a Friday matchup coming up next week. We got a stacked Saturday. You know what?
Saturday.
You know what's crazy is these Saturdays I usually don't get to watch too much other MLS because I'm like so busy watching New York and like our match. But I'll try to tune into the matches. Maybe we can get them on our phones or something.
Yeah.
We'll be unofficially Vice City. We're unofficially meeting at All Dubliners over downtown. It's a cool bar if you want to join us too. Maybe we'll get some of those other MLS matches up, but we're definitely watching New York versus Inter. Some drinks and having a great time. We're gonna go bar hopping around downtown afterwards. So if you guys want to join us, prospective members, anybody who wants to join in, Vice City members of anybody really, come on over and come watch the game with us at All Dubliners. It's right across the courthouse and Government Center, so you can get there on public transit too.
Also,
Um,
all of these games are on MLS tomorrow. I'm sorry, not on MLS, on ESPN Plus. All these games are on ESPN Plus tomorrow.
cool. That sounds dope. So let's get into the standings. And do you want to do West or East?
I will do East, and you can do West. Let me pull up the East standings right now. So East
All right.
standings are actually
Wait,
it's
wait.
interesting.
Let me actually start with West because
Okay.
East is what we're gonna want to go through anyway. So
You're right.
um, yeah. So real quickly, LAFC still dominant with 42 points, but Austin's sniffing that butt right behind. They can smell that fart. They're at 41 points.
They keep trading first place.
Yeah, they do. But it seems like LAFC's holding it, and they have a match in hand. LA's got 20 matches, Austin's got 21. So LA's got the advantage there. But hey, shout out to Austin FC having a great season. LAFC as well. Top of the West is looking pretty strong. After them, you got a pretty big gap with 33 points is Real Salt Lake, who we've talked about. They're a pretty good team this year. Looking pretty good. We got Minnesota at fourth. They have Minnesota. They have 31 points. They both have 21 matches. Should be pretty tight for 3 and 4 up there. Nashville's right behind them with 30s and 5th. So again, pretty tight. FC Dallas with 29 and 6. There's a lot of interchanging. It could happen between 3 and 6 there. LA Galaxy is at 27 points. They're just above the playoff line. And that's been a hot topic whether LA Galaxy is going to make the playoffs. They have a game in hand as well, though. So they're at 20 matches.
That's good for them, yeah. So does Seattle.
Yeah. Seattle has the same thing. Seattle's at 26 points at 9th. Portland climbed back up to 8th. I guess they've had a string of good results since we last saw because they were pretty down there.
Portland and Seattle has also been switching back and forth and trading places.
Yeah. Yeah, Seattle was above that playoff line for a little bit, I think, last time we recorded an episode or something like that. Vancouver, maybe it's the episode that didn't go up. I can't remember. Vancouver has the same amount of points as Seattle, 26, but they have Seattle has a match in hand on them. Seattle's
Yeah.
played 20, Vancouver 21. So that might help them break through a little bit there. Houston at 11th with 25. And then the bottom of the table is Colorado 12, 13 San Jose, Sporting Kansas City 14th. So that's the Western Conference. Akeem's
Yeah.
going to go ahead and get into the good stuff. Where we
Interestingly
belong.
enough, for Kansas, they actually have 22 games played. They have the most games played out of everybody, so that's really bad for them because they can't even they don't even have games in hand. San Jose and Colorado both have 20 games. Kansas City has 22. Everybody else has 21.
Kansas
So
City it told you it's that Ma and Pa dumpster fire.
yeah,
It's a team that you want to like. You want to be there with them, and they had this great history, and they do it without spending too much. But those days are over. It looks like
sometimes you gotta
this
spend.
generation's over. It looks like Peter Vermees's job might be in on the hot seat too. You never know.
That's true,
Hey,
especially in last week.
honestly, dude. I think I would take him. I would take him like for next year.
I could see it. I could see it.
Dude, he's a fucking MLS legendary coach. Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's such a no-brainer. If he becomes available and we don't sign him and fire Neville, my head will fucking explode. I swear to God. I swear to God it would explode because that's exactly what we want here, dude. Like, he's been able to do it with nothing. Imagine what he could do with, all right, here, spend whatever the fuck you want.
True.
It's worth gambling on him that one last season with the sanctions. It's like he might as well have been playing with sanctions his whole fucking career at Sporting Kansas City.
That's very true. So I'm gonna jump right into the Eastern standings. You got Philly at top, and both New York teams, New York City FC and New York Red Bulls, at second, 39, 38, and
big
33
gap.
points.
Yeah, pretty
I was
big
just gonna
gap
say,
between
yeah.
them.
So same thing like in the Western Conference, you got two teams fighting it out in the East at 39 and 38 respectively. Then you got a gap from 38 to 33 for New York Red Bulls.
And
From-
NYCFC has a match in hand on
Yes,
Philly.
that's true. I didn't even notice that. That's true. So here's where things get interesting, right? I'm gonna go through these really quick so I can touch on it. New York 33, Montreal 32, Orlando 30, Columbus 29, Cincinnati 27, Charlotte 26, Miami 25. That is close. That
with
is
New England right behind us. at
and then
25
New
too.
England tied on points with us. That's true. That's very true.
And Atlanta with 24, only a point off.
So from New York Red Bulls all the way down to, we could even say Chicago, one game, one tie, one own goal, as we saw with the Orlando City game.
Well,
That can be the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. Because say for example, right? Let's do some theory crafting and let's do some wishful thinking. Say we leave Orlando with a point, right? So that brings Orlando down to 39, and we go up 1 point, just 1 point, and we're, let's say, 8th, maybe 7th place. We lost, what, 2-1 to Philly, right?
yeah, we lost 2-1.
2-1
We would have
to
got a
Philly.
point there too.
If that was,
We
if
would've
that's
gotten-
1 point, then we would have been in playoff contention. So, especially because how tight the East is, drop. You can't even afford to drop a point now because it is so close and it's already near the end of the season because we have 2-3 months left in the season and we have 2 games a week almost. So dropping points and not finishing chances is gonna kill us. And this is one of the reasons why I was so adamant against the Barca game, and we're gonna get into that in a bit. This is one of the reasons why I'm so adamant against it because we cannot afford to drop any points because New England is on our ass, right? We were in 11th not too long ago. We were just in 11th place, and we're 1 point away from 11th. We're 1 point away from playoff contention. So we can go 1 point up, 1 point down. That can mess us up or help us in either way.
Well, I think what got us to balloon a little bit up to 9th was that win against Charlotte.
That helped
something
us
you're forgetting that-
immensely. Because if
That
we
was-
lose that, right? So we're at 25, so you took off 3 points. We're down
We're
in
Chicago territory.
we're Chicago in 12th.
Dude, so that's part of why it was so important for me when we came back. Like, part of me, like, it almost felt surreal too because we needed it so bad. We were dwindling with those 2 losses. So we'll definitely get into that. I don't want to waste too much of that now because we'll definitely talk about that coming up here.
Yeah. And
I do
I'll
want
just finish up. Let
before.
me just finish up real quick. Like I
Yeah,
was saying before, Atlanta
yeah.
24, Chicago with 23 points, Toronto with 19, and DC at the bottom with 18 points. They actually
They
have
got
19 games played, so they
yeah,
have
they got two
two
games in
games in
hand.
hand, basically.
That could if those are two wins, that can get them to 24 points, which is like Atlanta United territory. But whatever. The bottom of the table is the bottom of the table right now.
Hmm.
It's Chicago, Toronto, and DC kind of trading places down there. Um, One thing you said it was kind of close from 3 to like 11 or whatever.
Theoretically, yes, because two
It's a
wins
nine
or two
point difference.
losses, yeah, 2 wins or 2 losses can be you like say for example, if Orlando loses 2 games in a row, right? That can drop that can drop them down below the playoff line because
No, no,
between
but
them and the playoff line is only a few points.
here's my only opposition to that. I would bring it down to 5, between 5 and 11, because I think
I
New
get you.
York and Montreal with 33 and 32, they got a good chunk there, right? But Orlando with 30, how much do we got now? 25.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one 2 games could make a difference. 2 losses, 2 wins, whatever. That one's manageable at best, but I'm gonna aim for that 6, 7 spot with 29, 27, where Columbus is. Cincinnati, we do have a game in hand. So does Columbus. We'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to. Actually, you know what? We might as well have just stayed on it. Yeah, but you had to finish up the standings real quick. Those 2 losses, right? We lost to the Purple Nurples right at the bitter fucking end. And I love
yeah,
Damien, and we forgave him, and you took a picture with him. We didn't mention
yeah.
anything. That's good. Well,
No,
you
I'm not
took a
gonna do
picture
that
of
to the
him.
man.
Yeah, never do that to a man. He's a good man. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
We love Damien around here. We really do. But I was thinking back. I was like, did you love him after that game? Because you
I mean, so the way
and
I
I don't think
see
he was
it.
loving. I don't think he was loving himself too much
No,
after the game
he
either.
seemed he was very pissed and very upset, which is
Yeah,
understandable. Like,
I hope he
and
could use it as a turning point.
yeah, and I mentioned in the lost episode that we actually recorded after that. Like, I wasn't even that mad because what do you do at that point? Like, Yedlin was hurt; he was literally limping to try and get the ball. Lowe was trying to cover him; he stuck a leg out, and it took a deflection. Like, what do you
Yeah.
do at that point?
Well,
Like,
Neville's really to blame. The shitty subs again.
yes, subbing
The
out
sh
Duke for Gibbs was the issue. He should have subbed out Gibbs for Yedlin. That's what he should have done.
Yeah. We talked about that last episode. Now you're reminding me, but fuck Phil Neville. I'm sorry, Phil Neville. I like you as a person. You're a great guy, but as a coach, this is just getting irritating. Because like you said, these are points that could have ballooned us. All right, so if we had had 2 points there, right, that would be 27, and Chicago would be at 29. Or actually, no, -2. They'd be at 28. So we'd be a point off of Orlando or whatever, even with the Philly loss. But
Yeah.
then comes the Philly loss at home. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's Philly, but could have pulled out a draw there. Really could have pulled out a draw. I don't remember if it was 2-0 and then we got the consolation goal. I think that's how it went. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um,
Higuain scored a nice goal.
that was a Wednesday night. Did I make it? Yeah,
Yeah, you're there.
traveled. I traveled my happy ass all the way up to Broward for that. So
Yeah,
welcome to being an Inter Miami fan. It's great, isn't it? Love it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
The
for
one I really
real.
should be kissing, honestly. I love me some 1896, man.
There
Great
it
family,
is.
great vibes. So, or they killed it in Orlando. We weren't there. We talked about that in the last episode as well. They did a great job. Philly, we did a great job getting people there on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
I,
Wednesday
I,
games
I,
are tough.
and it's up in Broward, and I really think once we get to Miami Freedom Park, we should see the attendance spike again. Maybe if we start winning, maybe we get Peter Vermees and we fucking start balling
Yeah,
or whoever. Which I don't know if Sporting Kansas City is so willing to let go of him. I think they might have done it already. Who knows? They would have done it if they were gonna do it. I don't know.
exactly.
But hey, there might be some coaches available. Definitely something to think about. If I were ownership, I think they are thinking about it. It'd be to me, they wouldn't be doing their due diligence and they wouldn't be responsible owners if they weren't thinking about it.
Yeah,
So we'll see what ends up happening with Phil. We'll see how he ends the season. But if we barely squeak into the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round, kind of a curse and a blessing because I could see them being like, oh, well, he got us to the playoffs. But I
that's
kind of
definitely
wish,
how it's gonna be. That's
in
definitely
a
how it's
way,
gonna be.
not making the playoffs would be to me a blessing. And like, all right, that means he's got to be out, dude. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
he's
think
got
it's
to be out.
dependent on whether it's honestly dependent on him making the playoffs tonight. I think that's whether he lives or dies on this team. I honestly think that's how it's gonna be.
And you know what? If he could get past the first round, I'd be down to keep him. I'd be down to keep him. But if we get knocked out in the first round and we keep him, it's like I
I
don't
think
know. I don't
that's
know.
exactly what's gonna happen. They're like, oh yeah,
But at
well,
least
I
if we
think if
looked
that
good or
happens,
something, I don't know.
yeah, that's because they were like, oh look, he had nothing, and he started with the sanctions. He came here with the sanctions already in place. He came here with a team already dysfunctional, and he galvanized the team because we are playing better overall. Even though the Philly game and the Atlanta game,
Culture.
that the culture is better. The problem is just his specific coaching. The problem isn't with the players. The players are playing well, and buckle up, everybody. I'm gonna say it. Gonzalo Higuain's playing well. Holy shit! I actually said it. Like he even got him playing well. So that alone, he might keep his job. But especially if he makes it to the playoffs and then on top of that gets a win and then gets knocked out, he's staying, guaranteed.
We'll see. If he can get a win in the playoffs, I'd like him to stay,
Yeah,
100%. If they look good in the playoffs and lose, maybe. If they look bad in the playoffs, to me,
I think if he makes the playoffs,
that's
he's
just as good
staying.
as not making the playoffs. To me, it's just as good as not making them. If you go up and it's another stinker like Diego Alonso did against Nashville, um,
I think he
and
stays no matter. If he makes the playoffs, he stays.
and you highlighted how he's got Higuain looking good, but at the end of the day, I think it's too late on that train, bro. Like
Yeah, no, I
he's out of
agree.
here.
Trust me.
He's out of here. He's out of here anyway. But whatever. I mean, wow, you got like a guy who's really good to like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, you have a guy
I
that's
guess
been playing the game for like 20 years to finally give a shit about the game.
I guess it's a testament to him that he brought in the culture or whatever. But like, is it really that hard to like bring in a culture versus what we had before, which was like these guys were going out on boats and God knows what, and like
Hmm.
they all came here to party and get paid, and nobody took it seriously. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Like, you got to be a really shitty coach to me. And Diego Alonso, I know he turned it around with Uruguay or whatever, but I guess it just wasn't for him. I don't know what happened with him here, but like, to, it's not hard to be better than what was going on before. Like Phil said, and still a few rules. I remember he said that when he first got hired, talking about rules and keeping players accountable and shit, but whatever. I guess that's one thing we could give him.
Hmm.
I did want to, before we move on from Philly, I think it was Higuain who scored a pretty nasty goal.
Yeah,
It was
he like crossed over, struck a
he lost the
defender,
defender.
and then
Yeah, he
hit it.
lost the
Yeah,
defender and whipped it in, dude. That shit was sick. And like,
that was a
I
nice goal.
remember, I remember watching that one from the stands, and that was like a really beautiful goal to watch. In the sense of like, you don't see Higuain shaking defenders in the MLS like you thought he would, like that.
Yeah,
That was kind of one of those plays where like, oh shit, I've been waiting for this for like 2.5 years.
yeah. So he's only now doing it in the last year of his contract. Whoop de
Yeah,
fucking do.
there was the first kick he made. The first goal he made was like a free kick. That shit was sick too. He's got very little of those. We expected more, especially for the money we're paying him. But fuck, man, that one was pretty sick.
Third highest player in the league.
And we
Third
can get
highest
into
paid.
yeah, and we could transition that into Charlotte, which is where he scored the second goal. We were down
Yes.
2-0. There was another rain delay game, like always. We're going to the
We're
east.
used to him by now.
Yeah, which actually makes the game a little funner because you get to pregame a little bit more.
Yeah, I was in my car, just sitting in my car alone in
I didn't
the
I didn't park in
rain.
the green lot, so I got rained on pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
But whatever, I dried up pretty good. I had an extra set of clothes I changed into. And yeah, dude, it was fun. We got into the stadium. We were pretty loud, pretty good. And then we got deflated with a 30-second goal. And
yeah,
the team got caught with their pants down. They got caught sleeping, bro. And they keep doing this in a way, man. This isn't the first time they did it against New England. I think
hmm
once upon a time away.
yeah. I remember. Yeah,
And yeah, so that happened, and then there was a miscommunication, or not a miscommunication. There was actually a fucking screamer of a goal, which what are you gonna do about that one, bro? Like
yeah.
he
He
lost
was
the
wide
defender,
open.
and
He was
he was
wide
wide open.
open.
I mean, you could have marked him. You could have marked him. That's something you could have done for sure. But they didn't mark him, and he fucking had an open long shot, like a fucking nice outside the box shot, and he fucking nasty goal, nasty ass
Yeah,
goal. That second one, I didn't see it too well from the stands, but when I saw the replay, I was like, oh shit, that you can't do anything about that kind of.
yeah.
So.
I wasn't even mad. I'm like that. That was an amazing goal. I couldn't even be mad. I wouldn't say that was goal of the week contender, but or worthy. But I guess all the Charlotte fans, they were really salty about the loss, so they made sure to vote.
Yeah, they did. They did. And they went down. They were up 2-0, and they were kind of getting rowdy. Um, I don't even want to give them a platform for what they said on Twitter. Uh,
Yeah, nah, fuck that. It's
I
so
don't,
dumb.
I don't even want to give them a platform on that. I know you commented on the Twitter or whatever, and what's his
Yeah,
name? Solana made a good point, which I kind of agreed with him. I'm not gonna lie. It's like,
I saw it,
yeah,
but
which,
whatever. I found
what,
it funny, but whatever.
yeah, yeah, I get you, but yeah, I don't.
It's stupid.
Without giving too much of it away, our team does some really stupid shit that ends up coming down on us, and it's like so frustrating and so annoying. Just know that there's stuff going on. There's stuff going on in the back
Yeah,
seats, and we're taking care of some stupid shit that the team's been doing. And I noticed it early in the stadium days, like early when we were coming back from the pandemic, that they were doing this. I let people know about it, and it's getting taken care of. If you don't know, my bad. I've kept it like I'll just let people know. Speakers. The speakers are on the stadium, and they play there's the microphones that record us. It's good for the TV. They use it for the TV or whatever.
yeah. That's what
A lot of
that's
teams
what
do
they're
this.
used for.
A lot of teams do this. It's usually for TV. But somebody in the team thinks it's a bright idea to play us around the stadium. It's delayed, so you can hear us playing, and you can hear the delayed version of us on the speaker. And it's meant to like get fans to sing. But like, why not put the lyrics on the screen? Why not make a program like a match day program and put our songs on it? And give the guys like give everybody a QR code walking in with a flyer. I don't know, like the team really drops the ball on that, in my opinion. And the speakers thing, it's people want to tease it and whatever. Like, who cares? That's not our fault. We didn't fucking set that up. We're
Yeah,
actually opposed to the whole thing. But
and that's why I tweeted about
just
because like I had no idea that was a thing. So I'm like that's almost too stupid to be true.
I found
That,
out about it when I was walking around the stadium once, and I could hear it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was just, it's really annoying. And it was happening during the Barca match too. I think it's weird, bro. They got to get rid of it, and
yeah,
just trust me, we're making sure they do. We're making sure we try to get them to cut those stupid speakers out, and just know that look, Inter Miami's new at this. They're trying certain things out that we might not agree with. They're not running a lot of stuff by us, but it's a working relationship. We'll work those things out for sure. But other than that, stupid fucking Charlotte fans, whatever. Fuck you guys. Uh, they're really
mm,
annoying anyway. Um, the game turned. It was a tale of two halves. It was a whole different game. The
yeah.
second half, and early in there, we got a magnificent, magisterial play from Bobby Taylor. Freaking
I still don't understand how this shit did not win goal of the week. I do not get it. And like I tweeted, if you don't like that goal, go fucking watch golf. You don't like football, you don't like soccer. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. That's just the truth of it. The man
welcome to the MLS where it's up to a Twitter vote. Like it should be
yeah.
decided. It should be decided like arbitrarily by some experts or
I
something.
mean,
Because
they fucking have
what?
Weeby and fucking all those like
Yeah,
the guys that do the
yeah.
podcast. They choose everything. They do the power rankings. They do all that shit. So why not have them pick all the week? But this man fucking flicks it over two defenders, dribbles through five other defenders, and puts it on the post, on the inside of the post, and
He
scores a
turned into
goal.
Ronaldinho.
He destroyed everybody. And yes, I think his name is Reina. Reina's goal was good, but he was wide open and he had plenty of time to place the ball. He did not dribble through anybody. He was standing alone by himself. Fucking Taylor dribbled through 6 and 7 people, already down 2-0 to score that goal, and then we went on to win. So I have no idea why. Like I said, I do know why. It's a Twitter poll, and the
Well,
Charlotte fans are salty, and they voted because they lost the game.
you know what though? As you were talking about it, and I'm sorry to do this, I kind of disagree. I
Okay.
actually, and I'll tell you why. It wasn't the tech of the week. It wasn't the dribbling of the week. It wasn't even play of the week. It's goal of the week, right?
Yes,
And
but
although
that's
although although I'll tell you that the dribbling you have to dribble to get a goal, yada yada. The actual goal was a tight corner. It was a low, and the keeper got a mitt on it, and
yeah,
and I'll tell you what, the shot wasn't as pretty as the dribbling. And I think what they're measuring is the shot. If you look at the shot, I would tell you that Reina's shot was way sweeter from way farther, and like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a crazy angle top shelf, one of those like sick ass golazos. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
it
a
was.
fucking
I will not
rocket.
deny
You
that it
can't do
wasn't a goal
anything.
goal.
You can't do anything about it. For example, I'll tell you this: you could have had Manny nowhere there. You could have had like Thibaut Courtois, or you could have had Jano Black there, and they would have struggled to block. They probably wouldn't have blocked that one, right? But if you have those same like world class goalies against what's it called
Taylor.
against the Robert Taylor shot, I think they might have stopped it because that keeper was able to even get a mitt on it. They just didn't get enough of a stop on it. So in the sense of like the goal of like the ball going into the net, I would say Reina's was the goal of the week. Trying to speak unbiased, right?
Yeah.
I would have loved to see Robert Taylor's because yeah, the dribbling was so fucking sweet, and it does add to the goal, but I guess that's the only thing I could give them.
I think in my opinion, if I have to vote for like what's a better goal, a nice sweet like one time shot, kind of similar to what he did. Well, it wasn't one time shot because he did like trap and dribble it, or trap and control it. Or Taylor's goal, my kind of goal that I prefer is Taylor's goal because it shows effort, it shows skill, it shows creativity, and that's how you got the goal because he had to work for that goal. Reina's goal was great and it was placed perfectly and it was great, but he didn't have to work as hard for that goal as Taylor did. Taylor had to, because first it was a giveaway. He had to get to the giveaway, had to flick over 2 people, dribble through 5 people, put it on the inside of the post, and the keeper still got a hand to it, and it still got in. So that's what I think. In my opinion, I rate Taylor's goal, and of course they're gonna say I'm being biased, but even if it was roles reversed, the fact that there was so much more effort in that goal, I think it deserved to be goal of the week. But that's how I see goals. Like one of my favorite goals is that Gareth Bale goal when he played for Real Madrid against Barcelona, where he literally runs out of bounds and runs back in bounds with the ball. That's one of my favorite goals ever because he just out hustled everybody. This man ran out of bounds, in bounds, ran past everybody, and just
That was
That's
to
one
me
of my favorite goals.
that goal right there that you're talking about, the Gareth Bale one, is like peak male performance, which is
Exactly.
like just fucking insane, dude. Like workhorse mentality. You see a lot of those from Cristiano Ronaldo too, which is why I used to kind of like prefer him over Messi. Like I've grown to just love Messi's skill.
Yes.
And but I agree with you. I'd love to see Robert Taylor's win as an Inter Miami fan. Number one, as beautiful of a play it was, even seeing it live and whatnot. I saw the Reina one live too, and like as a live play, the Robert Taylor one was much more exciting. Like even just like we saw them on the same goal as well. And the Reina one, I just like saw it go in, but I didn't see the degree of difficulty of it. But as an actual shot, let's say if it was shot of the week, maybe you can call it that.
Yes.
That's
Shot of
really
the
what the
week.
judging is.
Perfecto.
Yeah. But goal of the week, you're right. If it's goal of the week, actually, the dribbling and taking people around, the degree of difficulty, the degree of skill was insane there.
Go
that
watch
was the
golf
first-
if you don't like it. Go watch golf.
Yeah.
I don't care. You can go to my mentions. I don't give a shit.
I don't. And it's impossible not to like the goal. It really is.
Yeah.
But if you think the other one's better, whatever, like, whatever. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of like seeing it through blue glasses because Charlotte's the new kid in town.
Yeah.
Whatever. They ended up taking the L anyway, so who cares? You can take goal of the week and
We
walk
got
out
the
with
win.
that.
We got the 3 points.
Yeah, which like we talked earlier helped us balloon up to 9th. So, and we have an opportunity actually to against NYFCFC, which we'll talk about more. The second goal came from Higuain, I believe. Yeah, there was one that got
Yes.
called off.
Well, yeah, there was one that
let's
got
talk about
called
the Pasuelo. So the Pasuelo effect. Oh my God, bro! Like that pass. Oh
It's
man,
working.
that pass was fucking sick, dude. But he caught Higuain just offside.
Yeah.
And the
Which I don't really think that was offside, but whatever they called it.
I haven't been able to rewatch it. I need to rewatch it and check it out. But we'll see how that one went. Maybe it could have been a goal. Maybe we could have won 4-2. But either way, Gonzalo does end up getting one. I forget who he gets the pass from. Was it Pozuelo again or was it Duke? I can't remember.
I don't remember. It might have been
but
Pozuelo.
but it was a good goal.
It might have been.
I think Pozuelo might have came out of the game already.
It might have been one of the midfielders. I think it was either Gregory or
It might have been Gregory. Yeah,
either Gregory or Lassiter. I don't remember.
but yeah, nice goal by Wayne. Again, kudos to him. 2 goals in the last 2 MLS matches. Um, he's doing what we wanted him to do. Be that super sub. So that's
That
kudos
I
to
think
him
that's
there.
what his role should be going forward is coming on in the 60th, 70th minute and balling out because that's all we really need from him.
We
But
said it in this
but
cup.
but that's gonna be tricky now because as we're gonna get into, Campana's injured right now, so he might not need to. He might have to start some games, especially because now we're having 2 games a week. So that's gonna be interesting because we have no idea the extent. At least in the public, we don't know the extent of Campana's injury. He was seen at the Barca game in a knee brace, not like a full on like torn ACL with the fucking like metal bars down the sides, but like he had like I went to Walgreens and my knee hurts, so I bought this knee brace kind of knee brace. And the team didn't really say anything up until it was seen on social media, because I remember I think it was Michelle Kaufman who I first saw tweet about it. And then I saw on his Instagram that when he was watching the game, that yeah he does have a knee brace on, and then they only addressed it up until after that because then it's public, you're not gonna hide it like, but only up until then did they actually address it, and even then Phil was kind of he didn't seem certain, or at least didn't want to seem certain on what the extent of the injury was. So we know it's something with his ligament. We don't know if it's a torn ligament. He just said something about a ligament, and that was it. So it's kind of vague as to exactly what his injury is. I don't know if it's on the injury report. I can look it up real quick. But yeah, I have no idea. Is there an injury
Um,
report I can look up?
Yeah, I saw him at the Barca game with the thing on his knee, the brace. I thought he was taking a rest. I had no idea he was even injured. The injury list is basically Franco posts them or Michelle posts them after the press conferences, but I haven't even looked into it. Would like to see Campana, but if not, Wayne could start. Fuck it. And I don't know if
If he
Coco. I
could
think
if he could
Coco.
handle the if he can play a whole game. I don't even know if he can play a whole
No, no,
game.
no. He won't play the whole game, but if anything, you could put Coco in because I think Coco. He said NYCFC was more of a target date, so maybe you put Coco in for the last 30, 40 minutes or something.
That can
Uh,
work, yeah.
Wayne could give you pretty much a half and a few minutes there, and maybe that'll be something to help us against NYCFC, which should
Hmm.
be a tough game as well. So, um, we got Pozuelo a little early, right? Phil said that Pozuelo
That's
would
good
be
though.
after. Yeah, it's good. So I'm glad Pozuelo's come in. Maybe Pozuelo, Coco, Ewing. I think that's enough to beat NYCFC. It's gonna be really tough. We'll get into it, but yeah, man. Next one is Barcelona. So I'll
Oh
let you
boy.
I'll let you kick off with your opinion, and then
Yeah.
I'll counter. Go ahead.
So, like I don't know if I mentioned this before on the show that actually got posted, but I was never a fan of this game to begin with. I actually didn't realize that other teams will be playing friendlies around the same time or the next day. I actually didn't know about that up until the day of, but regardless, I was not a big fan of having this game in the middle of our season. We are like how we've talked about in around the MLS. The league is extremely close, very, 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 very close. Every single point matters from going forward. So I didn't understand what the fuck we were playing Barcelona of all teams, like one of the best teams in the history of the sport, to come down here and just destroy and ream us. I don't like after in the press conference they're like, oh yeah, we gained valuable experiences. What fucking valuable experience did we learn from that shit? We got destroyed, we got embarrassed, we looked really bad. Fucking ESPN and every other fucking Bleacher Report and every other sports fucking social media channel had us all over social media getting destroyed. My boy Damian Lowe, look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy. They made my boy look bad. Fucking Memphis Depay destroyed him. What valuable experience was that? That's what I would like to know. So I was never a fan of this game. If we would have lost like 2-0, I'd be like, yeah, all right, fine. You guys sold fucking tickets and you sold at the stadium and you made some money. So I guess that was worth it. But 6-0, like that's embarrassment. That's not even. I wouldn't even call that a match. And I tweeted it. I'm like, this is a joke. This is an embarrassment, and I didn't like any of it.
Whatever. You like many others have that opinion. You know, adding to people that kind of were saying that. I saw some people saying that it was a missed opportunity.
I didn't
That
even think that.
Inter shat all over a great opportunity. You don't even think the opportunity was even worth it.
No, it wasn't.
Um,
It wasn't worth it at all. Unless, like, it's like say we win the game. They put on a bunch of 16-year-olds and we win 1-0. We get to what? We get to talk shit on Twitter and we got footage. Like, what does that really gain us?
right. So
Because I'm
what?
thinking long term. In the long term, what does this get us? Right now, it gets us a bit of money because we sold merch and we sold tickets. Cool. Does that actually help the team in the long run? Is what I'm worried about. What eventually, what helps us take that next step into being from being a poverty franchise to less of a poverty franchise to being a decent team? And I don't think this Barca game helped that in any way, and I think it might have hurt us.
I disagree. There's no way that hurt us. No way. Like, okay, what? Some people are making fun of us on Twitter. They're always making fun of us on Twitter.
Well, I didn't even care
Um,
about that. That's why I didn't mention it at first. Like, yeah, people talk shit on Twitter, and like I didn't even really. I only responded to like one Orlando fan who was in my mentions, but I didn't even not even about the Twitter shit. Like that's a whole nother thing. But I didn't even care about Twitter shit. I'm just talking about in general. Like it made the club look like we're supposed to be like this global club that's supposed to be attracting these players, and then we just get embarrassed. What player is gonna be like? Damn, like, damn, they got shit on by Barcelona. Like, I really want to play for them. Like, I don't know. It
you,
just wasn't. It just didn't help
you
anything.
you
That's what
want to
I'm
know
worried
what it
about.
helped? It helped us realize that Neville's not the right guy. I'll tell you
I,
what, look,
that is that the game that helped us do that? Is this the bar? Is this the game that did that?
it's part of it. It's fuel to the fire. It's
I guess because you've
it's
been calling for his head
another.
for months, so I don't. So I don't think anybody that's already been calling for his head is now or hasn't is now finally convinced. Like you know what, this is the final straw. The friendly against one of the best teams in the world, and we lost 6-0 to a game that meant nothing. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like I don't think that's what it is.
It's not the one that breaks the camel's back, but it's one that starts hurting the camel's back for sure. Because all right. Listen. Whether we had Phil Neville, whether we didn't, whatever. Just out of the current conditions, my prediction personally was 5-0. I thought it was going to be a 5-0, maybe 6-0. That's what I was thinking pregame. I was thinking a win for us would be 5-1, 6-1, something like that. Something where you got at least get a goal in and motivate people. But I didn't really ever expect us to compete in this one.
I mean, I
But
didn't
I
either,
also
but that's why I thought the game was pointless because we're not competing. So what's the point?
but I also didn't care. And I'll tell you why I didn't care whether we were going to compete or not in it because we know Inter Miami's a dumpster fire. We know Barcelona is one of the biggest brands. No matter the bad 2 years they've had, they're Barcelona. They got some of the best players in the world. They just got Lewandowski. They got Aubameyang, Memphis Depay, Serginho Dest. They got a sick squad, dude. Pedri, who I believe played too. I'm not sure. Did Pedri play? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. And
Um,
Lewandowski didn't play
I
either
think he
because he
did.
wasn't.
They brought a really strong squad in that first
Yeah,
half,
they,
and
they
they
brought. Yeah, and I'm thinking they're gonna bring like a because they brought like a squad. They came ready to compete, and so
they
did we,
did.
and we still got destroyed.
We played a decent squad. I believe there was some omissions and there was Marsman, which if Drake was there, I honestly think he could have stopped some of those that Marsman let in, because Marsman's
That that's
rusty.
that's that's the only consolation I would give is for our goalkeepers because Calendar definitely needed a rest. He'd been playing out of his mind, so actually didn't mind him playing Marsman. That
Oh,
was
no,
fine
I didn't.
because
That was great with him playing Marsman. I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
Like,
I
whatever.
didn't mind that, and he played the up
That would've
anyways.
been- honestly, calendar would have been the difference between a 6-0 and a 4-0. Like whatever. Like to me, honestly, again, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. That's what it was gonna be anyway. So what does it matter? You're right. We got a rest on calendar. I'll tell you what we gained there. I'll tell you what we gained there too. We got a lot of players who haven't been getting playing time, like Gibbs. They got some time there. You know, we got players like Yedlin that got to like face off against some real talent, some really good players, and get challenged. I believe there was, even though we lost 6-0, there was some possessions that looked pretty good. That always helps players, man. Look, I'll tell you what we gained, Akeem. I know you say like, oh, how did it help Damian Lowe? Even though Damian Lowe got shit on, I bet you Damian better player, and he will tell you that. You know this. Anyone who's played a sport knows this. You could get shit on and play against an amazing team. You're gonna get better. It's a lot better to play against people better than you. You're gonna gain a lot more and get better than if you play people at your level or below your level. And I believe for our roster, a lot of the MLS is honestly below their level skill wise. Our problem is team. Our problem is team that there's holes on the team. It's not a complete team. Our problem, I think, is coaching as well. But our individual talent is really good for an MLS team, I would say. Our problem has always been everyone bringing together. So for them to face people that are at a higher level than them and only come out 6-0, Chris Allen made a really good point after the game. He said, we get whooped 6-0 by Montreal time to time. So getting whooped 6-0 by Barcelona to me is not too bad, especially when you got players like Harvey Neville, Romeo Beckham, some of the younger players that got some playing time. You got Diop some playing time, who hasn't got playing time in a while. I like that the keepers got in there, right?
That's the only saving grace that I saw was the keepers actually got a run because Drake Callender has been playing out of his mind. He's been playing so many games, and he definitely needed a rest. So that if this was
backups on ice.
Say that again.
You don't want your backups on ice either. They got a
True.
little warm there.
But one game is good.
And to me, it's like, all right, that's why to me it's like not that big of a loss. You got the players to play some better competition. That you know what that leaves them to? A real sour taste in their mouth too. They're like, yo, that's the level every player wants to reach. Every player wants to go play for Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United. That's the top level, man. You're getting recruited by the best teams, your best players. So to see that measuring stick is almost like looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, I got a lot to go. I saw how much I have to go, right? So it can light a fire under them. I think that part of it to me, totally cool with it, man. I know it was a Tuesday. I actually liked how Phil kind of managed it. Yedlin is going to be tired for Saturday, but that guy's a workhorse as well, bro. I think he'll be good. Some of the players will be good. Damien, I feel bad for, but I think a lot of them, most of them got subbed out in the second half anyway. So they put in 45 against Barcelona. Fun experience for them. You can kind of tell. You weren't at the game. I don't know. Did you watch it?
No, I couldn't watch it live, so no.
Honestly, parts of it too. I feel like Inter Miami was kind of playing it like an all-star game, in a way. I feel like they just weren't trying to waste all that energy knowing they have New York on Saturday either. So even during that first half, you saw the players jogging a lot. You saw the players kind of just letting Barcelona pass up and down, and find all the holes. So I don't really care, honestly, that we lost 6-0. I don't care that all of this. I honestly loved the game. I thought it was a really, really cool experience. And I'm going to tell you why. As somebody who went to the game. First of all, packed house. Sold out. Mm-hmm. Might not have been Inter Miami fans. That really pissed me off. It'd be way better to see it sold out with Inter Miami fans. But it gave me a scope for how the stadium could feel sold out. And it was madness. It was madness in there. They were overwhelmed. Staff was overwhelmed. Things were kind of crazy. And I think there's a lot to learn from that as a staff as well.
Oh, he's gonna start barking in a second. He hears noises.
Somebody's coming in. All right, so you'll hear some OJ barking, but I'll be barking louder about why I love this game.
I'll try to mute my mic if he starts barking.
That was a good part of it for me. It felt cool. It felt electric. A lot of family of Ashley and friends and stuff like that. They're big Barcelona fans, and shout out to the team on this. The team did make sure that we had those two sections in our own stadium. Yeah, I felt like they were condensing us, but at the end of the day, not a lot of it. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Akeem. I was surprised at the amount of Inter Miami fans in attendance. A lot of people showed up with the cute, like, the wife or the girlfriend or the boyfriend wearing the Inter Miami and the other person wearing Barca or something. Mm-hmm. We did see a lot of celebrities at the game. Noah Beck was there. He's actually a baller. Do you know who Noah Beck is?
I only recently heard about it. I think he played for San Jose's Academy. It was RSL. I know he played in an academy. And
he's a big influencer.
I've heard of him, yeah.
I only discovered him because of his soccer career. I saw him on like some page. He had like I think he played in some like U.S. youth national team camps as well.
Yeah.
He's pretty dope. So I've been liking him. Victor Oladipo was there. Did you see that from the Miami Heat?
I did see him post that. Yeah, I saw his post that he was at the game.
A few
Yeah,
other
there
influencers.
were
So
some celebrities. I think Chad Johnson was there.
yeah, and we usually get a
Um,
lot of celebrities anyway. We
yeah,
really do.
yeah. We
So
like a couple of games ago we had Tyler Hero there.
we've had Tom
Um,
Brady at a game.
that's true. We did have Tom Brady at a game. That's
We've
very
had
true.
Tom Brady at a game. We've had other like really, really big celebrities. I don't know if Michael Jordan's been to a game yet.
Nah,
That'd be a really cool one to see. He might. I think him and David are tight. It's usually
go
people
go
are tight
to.
with David.
You should probably go to a
Gordon
Charlotte game.
Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay was at our first game ever at LAFC, I believe.
Nice. That's true.
That's
He
another
shows up
funny
there.
one. But yeah, to me it was a fun night. It was a fun night to be there. I bought the scarf that has like the FC Barcelona.
That if you're gonna go to
It's
that game, you definitely
Miami.
got to get that scarf. Yeah, definitely.
We got members that are Barcelona fans too, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like that must have been cool for them. To me, it was cool seeing Aubameyang, Serginho Dest. I got to see a lot of players and a team that I don't really get to see much. I did see them. I did see the Barcelona Napoli game. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big Napoli and Atletico Madrid fan, so I really don't mind. I don't really care for Barcelona. I really hate them anyway, because of Atletico Madrid or whatever. But the Barcelona Napoli game was really cool, where I was cheering for Napoli as well. It was my first chance seeing them. That was like, I don't know, 2017, 18, something like that. That was really cool. But overall, good night, a good experience. I had fun. A lot of people had fun. My fun started dwindling when we were getting our asses whooped. And that definitely left a sour taste in my mouth too. I was like, can we at least get a goal? Can we at least get a consolation prize? Maybe the young players could have got something, but nothing ended up happening. And my last final touch on why I think this is a good thing. We had the pandemic the first 2 years. If it wasn't for the pandemic, we would have seen something like this. One of the cool experiences of me. All right, so as somebody who didn't have an MLS team, right? Always wanted to be like, damn, I wish I had a team in the standings that I could follow. I wish I, had a stadium to go to. I wish I had chance to sing, whatever. But one of the players in the All-Star game, one of the things I always wanted to see too is my team go up against these European teams. Even though most MLS teams get their asses whooped by these European teams, I always thought that was pretty cool. These friendlies that happen. We've seen New York Red Bulls play Arsenal before and play other teams. I always thought that was a really cool experience. The pandemic took that away from us, and this was like the first real chance where these European teams came back for U.S. tours. And I liked to be a part of it. It's kind of like a carnival act to me. It's not really. It's really just like, hey, look over here, so I can take your money over here, and whatever. They take your money. I bought the scarf. Had a good time at the stadium. It's a memory to me. The scarf has the date of it, and it's the first time we ever got to match up with a team and really see how far behind we are. Even though I don't really like you said, we don't really value those games much. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea fucking drew with Charlotte over a
no, they
beat.
lost to Charlotte.
They lost. Actually, no, yeah, originally drew, but it went to penalties or whatever.
Yeah, they
I
lost
don't
to
even know if
Charlotte.
that. I don't even know if those go to extra time. I doubt it.
I think just
It
for
was probably
that they were
straight to
like,
penalties.
no, they did. They went straight to penalties because it's a friendly, so they wanted to
Yeah.
have a winner.
Yeah, they wanted to have a winner straight to penalties. I guess shout out to Charlotte for beating Chelsea. I don't know how much
But
value that goes
DC
into.
DC lost 6-2. Orlando lost 3-1. I think that was all the games.
At least they got a goal.
Yeah,
At least they got a goal against a team like that. Dude, if they would have scored a goal, we would have gone fuck. That's one thing I hate about our players too. It's like, dude, you guys know how lively we are. Like, put a ball in the back of the fucking net. Yeah, I don't care if we're
that's
losing
all we
3-0.
need.
We put a ball in the back of the net, we're gonna fucking blow up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah,
Um,
before we wrap up, let's just touch on the next
NYCFC.
game real quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's really much to say. Like we mentioned before, not Pozuelo. I was gonna say Campana's injured, so Pozuelo and Iguain are probably gonna start. Lassiter's, I believe, injured. Also, Duke and I think Lowe are both suspended.
Or
So
accumulation of yellows.
for yellow cards, yes. So it's gonna be interesting. Pozuelo out, Lassiter out, Duke out, Lowe out.
Do you want to confirm that? Go ahead and confirm that
Yeah.
while I touch on some thoughts I have for the game. So I really wish we could have made it out to this game. I really wanted to be there. I love New York City. It holds a special place in my heart. Used to visit a lot of family there growing up and go there over the summers. And um, Yeah, so Ashley just messed up with the flag in the background. She doesn't
It's all good.
reach,
She's
and
she's too short.
now she's messing up the other flag too.
Oh
Let
no.
me show everybody the pillow. Go ahead, do whatever you got to do. It's the end of the podcast.
There you go.
This pillow right here. Shout out to Ashley. Hit up at Ashburn CD if you want cool shit like this. This is really cool. It's a
Definitely.
picture of us at the stadium. And now it's it's on our pillow. It's really cute. We've had this for a while. Adds to all the
All the other stuff you guys have, all the Instagram stuff we have there, yeah. Where's Michelle? Because Michelle Kaufman usually has the good info
yeah.
when it comes to the team.
So go ahead and look that up.
Yeah.
NYCFC. Wanted to talk about it. It's at Yankee Stadium. They haven't played many games at Yankee Stadium. You're just gonna cuddle up in the background, aren't you? You're just tired of being out there. It's okay. End of the podcast. You get a special guest. Celebrity. We didn't get too many OJ shots actually, but we did get a lot of Ashley.
Yeah, he did get up one time when he heard a noise, but he's back to sleeping.
Oh, maybe I didn't notice. The field, man, the field, and you mentioned Inter Miami's current burner account or something tweeted about the field, and it's like New York City fans just, I can't get them, dude. Like you guys literally play on a baseball field. It shouldn't be allowed. Well, the premises were when the team came in that they would build a soccer-specific stadium in New York City. We haven't seen it. There's no plans. It's not gonna happen unless I've been saying it for years. Do it in Coney Island. I don't care if it's Long Island. Like
That would be
fucking
awesome.
do it in Coney Island. It's fucking New York and it's not New Jersey. You do it somewhere in fucking Coney Island. That shit will be sick, dude. I would fucking love a stadium in Coney Island.
With the fucking Ferris wheels and shit.
The Cosmos style shit, bro. That's the real, like, that's some cool shit. The new version of the Cosmos. I think the old version of the Cosmos did play in the Meadowlands, as well in New Jersey. So that's that. As much as the MLS wants a team in New York City proper, it's never gonna happen. NYCFC, they've won a championship. They're here to stay. Make it happen in Coney Island, or don't do it at all, because having teams going and playing there, dude. Listen to the stat. I heard this on the radio today. 79 home matches for New York City. Guess how many they've lost?
I think
guess.
like 4.
A little bit more.
Okay.
You're pretty. I thought you would go higher. I thought you would go higher.
No, I know they're like them playing at home is good because Phil mentioned it in the press conference, and also something that people don't realize is the dimensions in that stadium are actually smaller than most fields because it's a baseball stadium. The dimensions are actually a bit smaller, so they're used to playing on a smaller field than most teams.
And for that reason, they have only lost 7 times in 79. Did I say? I think 79 matches. 79 home matches. They've lost only 7 times because that's how big of an advantage playing on a smaller field is. You're used to it.
No,
I don't know.
Okay, so that makes sense. But hear me out, right? So look at how we played against Charlotte, right? We played completely different. I wouldn't say completely, but we played very different to how we normally played. And I think I mentioned this to you during the game. I'm like, it feels like we're playing five-a-side football because we're just doing really short and small passes in the box. We would counterattack, either put it out to the wings, and then try and dribble it. That's how Robert Taylor scored his goal. Is very short, direct passes. Look at Higuain's goal. He played the offside trap and just booped it over, and he was already in front of goal. So I could definitely see a smaller field helping us in that situation. Now that being said, Lassiter unavailable. Bryce Duke, Damian Lowe suspended for yellow card accumulation. Leon Campana day to day, even though he did train lightly. So hopefully Pozuelo, Higuain, and those guys, and I think Gregory's good, would help us in a smaller field like that.
Hey, I can see it.
And Gene Mota.
If they can keep replicating that style that they've been playing, I'm down with it. And something's got to give. There's 7 people that have done it in 79 matches. We could be the 8th. All that being said, NYCFC is up there in the East, but also the best iteration of NYCFC probably ever. Right after winning a championship, Tati Castellanos is nasty. They got a really cool team. They still got Maxi Morales. I think they do. They got Sean Johnson in that. They're a tough team. I would say a win for us is coming out of there with a 1-1 draw, 2-2
Yeah, I
draw.
can
So
see a draw.
that's my
Yeah.
prediction. I can see a draw. I'll be super happy with a draw. Not complaining with the history that we have over there and a lot of people have over there. So um, I don't know. Something my gut feeling tells me that we could pull out a win, but we're most likely not, and that the MLS should not allow this. Like, they shouldn't be allowed to play at Yankee Stadium. I'm sorry. Like, if you can't figure it out, then go play at the Meadowlands or go play at New York Red Bull Stadium and suck it up, bro.
Which
Until you can
which
do.
they've had to do. They've had to do that.
They
Imagine
have because
how
it's
would you
scheduling
feel?
conflicts.
How would you feel if Orlando played a home game in our stadium? Exactly. And they've done that multiple times where they've had to play home games at Red Bull Arena.
Yeah, dude. Imagine us having to play a home match at Orlando. Flip that.
That would be hilarious. That would be funny as shit. That would be funny as shit. That would unironically be hilarious. Because we would make the stadium better. We would improve the stadium.
If we could somehow like transport everybody up there, I mean, we might as well go to Orlando all the way we're going to Fort Lauderdale. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I
right
have a
there.
feeling that those in New York, I guess it's not as I don't know if it's not as intense. I don't know whatever. It's pretty intense over there too. I don't know if maybe Red Bulls fans do this. They show up and like cheer for the other team. So like I feel like Orlando fans are petty enough to like show up and
I
cheer
mean,
for
they
their
have
team.
done that. I've seen it on Twitter. Like, it was one guy who went to. It was when we beat Seattle 1-0, and some Orlando fan was like before he was like, "Hey, I'm here in my Orlando jersey to see Inter Miami lose," and then they ended up winning. So
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty dope. I remember that guy on Twitter. What a dumbass.
good job.
um So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the episode. I got some final thoughts I want to dish out. Do you have anything you want to dish out first? Anything you want? Shout outs,
Not
anything?
really. Not a shout out to OJ who's sleeping on my bed and he didn't bark the whole episode. Let's see if I can wake him up. So, him
Yeah.
being up. Hey, come here. We're gonna go for a
Shout out
walk.
to OJ.
We're gonna go for a
Shout out
walk.
to Chillie Willie like we did earlier. And I want to shout out actually my Barra 76 family, Akeem included, man. Shout out to Barra 76. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Yeah, cute dog, right? Cute little puppy OJ.
Look at
Um,
good boy.
yeah. I like his mask. His mask is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So yeah, man, shout out to Barra 76 fam. We have a big November coming up. If you don't know much about Barra 76, I've spoken about it a little bit here on the podcast. We're a Latin-based supporters group for the USA. A lot of us are very passionate about the USA, but come from other countries. Barra 76 originated in LA with a lot of Mexican American kids who associate with being American more than they do being Mexican, right? Because a lot of us are first generation. Were you born here or were you born in
No,
Trinidad?
I wasn't.
You're
I was
born
born in
here?
Trinidad. I was born in Trinidad.
And how young were you when you came here?
I was about 10 years old.
About 10 years old. Damn. So you came pretty late. But and you associate with Trinidad a lot, but you also associate with USA. You cheer for USA as well. I hate to say it, but like same situation as me. I can't cheer for Cuba in a World Cup, but I can cheer for the USA, and this is
Yeah.
where I live. And a lot of us face that same situations. A lot of us support South American teams that it's hard to make it in Conmebol, right? And USA is kind of an alternative. And European people, right? We all have that in common, where that's the team we could unite and root for. And I'm sorry to talk negatively about a supporters group, but American Outlaws, I don't want to say negative. I don't mean this in a negative way, but I just can't associate with them. It's always felt off. And that's
Yeah.
something that always felt off about supporting an MLS. That's something that made Vice City really special to me. Was the difference in how to support. Me and Akeem supported Dade Brigade once upon a time for Miami FC, and it felt kind of like the corny American standard thing with the same chance and just get regurgitated.
I'll say it.
And
It was
just
whitewashed as fuck. I'll say it.
yeah.
I'll say it.
And
It was very whitewashed.
It is very whitewashed, and we're very Latin washed, right? With Vice City, like we can say that too, right? Vice City is all South American. It feels like it's all based on South American supporters group, and there's been sparks about the chants and what language they're in or whatever. But that's kind of what we've been going for the whole time, and we've been doing it for a long time, and we do it well, and that's why we're in the position we're in. And yeah, you know. I'd like to see a little bit more English songs with Vice City and Inter Miami, maybe some simpler stuff. I do agree, but I do think people who really are adamant about that should come and do that too, right? But all things aside, the Latin thing is really cool. I think Barra 76 does a really good job at kind of mixing it. The Miami chapter, we do struggle a bit or whatever with it.
That
But the
happens.
Miami chapter is cool as fuck, dude. The Miami chapter is awesome. LA, they started it over there. We were the first chapter outside of LA. I don't, did you know that, Akeem?
I actually thought we were the first, but I didn't know about the LA, so that's good to know.
Oh, you thought we were the first?
Yeah, 'cause that's the first time I heard about it was from Caesar. That was the first time I'd ever heard about it. So I just
Well, yeah,
assumed we
dude.
were the first one.
Once upon a time, before the pandemic, they had a game in LA. I think it was a women's game or a friendly. I can't remember what it was. And they showed up in Barra 76, hit the scene, hit the ground running, man. They hit the scene. They made a big impact. They made a YouTube video about I think some of the Dallas guys at a game over in Dallas or
I
Austin
remember
or
that
something like
video. I've
that.
seen that video. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I've seen that
So
video.
there's a lot of chapters popping up. We were the first chapter, official chapter announced, because of a friendly that we hosted and all we did, man, we showed up, we had a great time and we supported alongside AO. We always are gonna support
I think I was
alongside
at that
AO.
game. I'm pretty sure I was at that game.
Yeah, yeah, the one against El Salvador. And then you
Yeah, I
couldn't
was at
make
the
it
game.
to yeah, you were at the birth of Barra 76. You're in the inaugural picture, Barra 76 Miami.
Yeah, I remember
Um
that. Yeah, I was
of the
at that
Miami
game.
chapter. And then I snuck in a flag into the one against Trinidad and Orlando. That was fun.
Nice.
And it's been a fun thing, man. We had a watch party the other day. It got really thick. So shout out to all our members. Shout out to everybody who's joined, who's put their grain of sand. We know we have a lot going on with Vice City, Inter Miami, and our personal lives. But anything we could all put into Barra 76 is always appreciated. We don't want to take anybody away from the time that they put into Vice City and the time they put into their personal lives. And I think we've all done a really good job at building this chapter and building the supporters group around the country. And I think there's a lot of good things coming in November. I think we're gonna do great in November with our watch parties. We're gonna have members in Qatar. We're already talking to people to bring flags over there, bring
Oh,
in merch. We
snap.
gotta get them some merch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're gonna guys
I
guaranteed you're
didn't
gonna
know
see
about that.
Barra 70. Yeah, you're gonna see Barra 76 in Qatar. It's happening.
Nice.
Multiple, even from different chapters, that's happening. So we're getting excited. A lot of cool things coming with Barra 76. So stay tuned. You can follow us at Barra 76 Miami. You can follow the National at Barra 76, both on Twitter, Instagram. So shout out to Barra 76 again, dude. Really love that family along with my Vice City family. I kinda in my heart, it's really cool to me because I've always wanted this like Latin based supporters group, this cool supporting the USA thing, and then this awesome supporting a team in Miami. So I couldn't be happier with everything. And another thing is this kind of feels like our first year with Inter Miami because it's our first not affected by the pandemic.
Yeah.
A
So
lot
yeah,
of people forget that too.
we've had a whole 3 years of preseason, and now we're finally getting into it.
Hey, so that's one positive, I guess. We get to like feel the burn now. Hopefully by next year we finally figure it out. But thanks again for listening, guys. I think it was a great podcast this week. Appreciate all the listens, all the views. Akeem, close
Good
us
luck,
out.
have fun, and I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye, OJ.